everyone, welcome back to another online video class. Welcome to Bunjit Vidya School online video class presenting Math in Action. Of course, these would be your books and you will be with me. My name is Teacher Riva and we will learn together new math concepts and English. Are you now ready? Are you ready? If you are, then let's begin. And as usual, we are going to begin our class with a review. These are the topics that we want to learn on the semester. First, we had talked about rounding and counting numbers to the nearest 10,000, 100,000, and 1 million. Again, we talked already about rounding and counting numbers to the nearest 10,000, 100,000, and 1,000. We've also run through about patterns of numbers, whether it's increased by or decreased by how many, and we also had addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of numbers. On the last video, we focused on addition and subtraction of numbers. What are we going to focus on today? That's for you to find out. But before anything else, just like in any other of our videos, we are going to begin our class for today with a review or review time. Okay. We are going to recap on what are the important vocabulary words or terms that we had last time. I'll show the picture and you try to tell me. Once you finish telling me what's the word, I will flash it below the screen. Okay, let's have the first one. Everybody, what is this? When you see this sign, it's associated with addition. Addition. Very good. Once more. Addition. Very good. When you apply addition in operation, you don't have to say addition. You can say plus. Plus. Example, 1 plus 1. You don't say 1 addition 1, but instead you say 1 plus 1. Okay? Very good. Next, how about when you see the sign, you would automatically associate it with the operation subtraction. Again, repeat after me. Subtraction. Very good. And when you do it in an equation already, you would not say subtraction. You can always say minus. Minus. For example, 1 minus 1. You will not say 1 subtraction 1. Instead, you will say 1 minus 1. Understood? Okay. When you see this one, this means you are doing an operation in division. Division. Repeat after me. Division. Okay. And when you solve problems, you don't say 1 division 1, but instead, you will say 1 divided by 1. 1 divided by 1, not 1 division 1. And lastly, if you see this operation, you would associate it with the operation called multiplication. Multiplication. Repeat after me. Multiplication. Alright, very good. And when you solve numbers with this symbol, you say multiplied by, or in short, you can say just times. Multiplied by or times. Example, 1 multiplied by 1, or 1 times 1. You will not say 1 multiplication 1. That's incorrect. Okay? There. So, those are the important vocabulary words that you need to know first. This time, I have said last time that addition and subtraction has two properties. We have commutative property of addition and subtraction, and associative property of addition and subtraction. I will show you again the example of one property. We have here 123 plus 415. Make sure when you add numbers are aligned and start adding or subtracting at the rightmost place. So 3 plus 5 equals 8, 2 plus 1 equals 3, 1 plus 4 equals 5. That is our first sum. Now looking at this one, 415, which is equal to this, plus 123, which is equal also to this, we do get the same sum. And this is an example of change position of numbers. 123 is already here, 415 is already here. Changing position of numbers, but even if we change, the answer or the sums are still the same. This property of addition is commutative property of addition. Again, it's commutative property of addition. Changing positions, but the answers are still the same. Another example, we have 215 plus 103. Make sure numbers are aligned and begin adding or subtracting at the rightmost part. So we get 8, 1, and 3. Followed by the next number, 6, 426. So we have here 8 plus 6, 14. Carry 1, 2 plus 2, 4. And then 3 plus 4 equals 7. So our first sum is 744. And then change again, 103. Add the last two numbers, which is 103 plus 200, or rather 426. You get 9, 2, and 5 before adding to the first number, which is 215. And still, we get the same answer. This is an example of adding the first two and or last two numbers before adding the sum to the other number. But still the answers are still the same. This is an example of an associative property of addition. Associative property of an addition. We also had dwelt little of how to solve word problems, example of a subtraction word problem, and also addition word problem. You just review the previous video of how you do word problems for addition and subtraction. Okay. Now, what is our lesson of the day? What's the lesson of the day? We would still be studying addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of numbers. However, this time you're going to focus on multiplication and division of numbers. Since we are already done having an overview of addition and subtraction, now we would have multiplication or times and division of numbers or divided by. First thing you need to know is that how do we multiply numbers? How do we multiply numbers? I'm sure you already know how to multiply numbers. So this is just a sort of a recapitulation or a review. Again, this is the symbol for multiplication. When you solve problems, you say multiplied by or times. Okay? Multiplied by or times. The thing that I would like to focus for today is the three properties of addition, three properties of multiplication. If addition has three properties, or two properties rather, multiplication has three, and these are the following. First, we have commutative. Everybody, repeat after me. Commutative. One more. Commutative. Very good. Next. Everybody say associative. Associative. One more time. Associative. Okay, good job. And lastly, you have distributive. Distributive. Again, one more time. Distributive. Alright, now what are these properties of multiplication? Commutative and associative is a bit common to you already, but let's still have a review on it. Let's talk about first about commutative property of multiplication. What is commutative property of multiplication? Is it the same with commutative property of addition? Let's try to see. Our example here is 14 times 36. Again, 14 times 36. First, let's try to look how many numbers or how many digits is in one number. You have here 2, right? So we have 2 digits and 2 digits. Let's solve it first. How to multiply? Multiply from the rightmost place. So we have here 6 times 4 equals 6 times 4 equals 24. So bring down 4 and carry 2. And then 6 times 1 equals 6 plus 2 equals 8. This is our first product. But we still have 3, so let's continue. 3 times 4 equals 12. Bring down 2, carry 1. And then 3 times 1 equals 3 plus 1 equals 4. Add them together. You can add 0 as the placeholder before you solve them. Add numbers beginning with the rightmost place again. So you have 4 plus 0 equals 4. 8 plus 2 equals 10. Bring down 0, carry 1. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So our final product in this form is 504. Let's take a look at the other example. 36 times 14. So as you can see, we changed the position of the numbers. 36 is on top, while 14 is at the bottom. Let's try to see if the answer is still the same. 4 times 6 equals 24. Bring down 4, carry 2. 4 times 3 equals 12, plus 2 equals 14. First product. Then we proceed to 1 and 6. 1 times 6 equals 6. 1 times 3 equals 3. Add them together. Again, you can put up 0 as a placeholder before you add them together. So, 4 plus 0, you have 4. 4 plus 6 equals 10. Bring down 0, carry 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So our answer is still the same. We have 504 and 504. This is the commutative property of addition. When you multiply two digits of numbers, even if you change the position of the multiplier and the multiplicand, the product or the answers will still be the same. Again, even if you change the position of the multiplier and the multiplicand, the answers or the products will still be the same. Just like addition, changing the position of the numbers won't affect the answer. Again, this is commutative property of multiplication. Clear? Okay, next let's move on to the next property. This time, let's focus on associative property of multiplication. Associative property of multiplication. Is associative property of multiplication same with the associative property of multiplication in addition? Let's try to see. Example we have here. Open parenthesis 18 times 2, close parenthesis, times 15, and 18 times open parenthesis 2 times 15, close parenthesis. Let's solve first 18 times 2 times 15. So in this one, because it's inside the parenthesis, we have to solve them first. 18 times 2, we have 2 times 8 equals 16. Bring down 6, carry 1. 2 times 1 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3. So our first product is 36. Now, we have to multiply the product 36 by 15. So, 36 times 15. Multiply again at the rightmost place. So we have here 5 times 6 equals 30. Bring down 0, carry 3. 5 times 3 equals 15 plus 3 equals 18. So we write 8 and 1. 1 times 6 equals 6. 1 times 3 equals 3. Add them together. Can put placeholder. You can also not put placeholder if you like. And then add them together. 8 plus 6 equals 14. Carry 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2 plus 3 equals 5. Our first product using this equation is 540. Let's try to see if the answer is still the same, even if we change the position of the first and the last number. So we solve first the one in the parenthesis. So it's 2 times 15. 2 times 15 is? 2 times 15 is? We get 30. Okay? 30, we multiply it with 18. 8 times 0 is the number itself, 0. 8 times 3 equals 24. 1 times 0 equals 0. 1 times 3 equals 3. Add them together. Bring down 0. 4. 2 plus 3, 5. The answers are still the same. And this is by or possible through associative property of multiplication. This is multiplying 3 numbers. You can see 1, 2, 3. Multiply 3 numbers. Multiply first 2, this one, 18 and 2, or last 2, it's 2 and 15. Then multiply with the product with the other number. So 36 and 15, 30 and 18. Final product will still be the same. It will not affect the answer even if we do multiply the first 2 numbers or the last 2 numbers. Again, this is associative property of multiplication. Okay, next. How about explaining to you what distributive property of multiplication is? Distributive property of multiplication. We have here example. Numbers, we have 3 numbers and 4 numbers. The first equation is 25 times, open parenthesis, 12 plus 3, close. The second equation is 25 times 12 plus 25 times 3. Let's solve first the first equation. 25 times, open parenthesis, 12 plus 3. As I have said before, you can solve first the one inside the parenthesis. So what's inside the parenthesis? It's 12 plus 3. And what is 12 plus 3? It's 15. So 25 times 12 plus 3 equals 25 times 15 because 12 plus 3 equals 15. And in that way, you can multiply them together, whether mental math or multiplication method. But still, you would have the answer 375. 375. This is your answer if you solve this equation, the form of this equation. How about if you solve using this equation? Would still we get the same product? Let's see. 25 times 12 plus 25 times 3. Both two numbers are inside the parentheses, so we can solve them independently. 25 times 12 equals 300. Copy the plus sign. 25 times 3 equals 75. Add the two numbers together. It would give us 375. The products are still the same through distributive property of multiplication. When multiplying the first number to the sum of the last two numbers, this is the first number and this is the last two numbers, and the product will still be the same as to the sum of the products of multiplying the first number by the second number and multiplying the first number by the third number. So this one. Multiply first, add them together, we get the sum. The sum is the same with the product over here. That is distributive property of multiplication. That is to distribute the numbers accordingly. Okay. We are through with the properties of multiplication. Now, let's move on to how do we divide numbers? How do we divide numbers? I will present to you two ways to divide numbers. It's long division with a 2-digit number, and the other would be long division with a 3-digit number. Example, 2,355 divided by 12. Let's use the long division method. 2,355 separated by this symbol or this sign, 12 is outside. 2 divided by 12. Can or cannot? Cannot. So we need to add another digit, and the number beside 2 is 3. And when we put it together, it gives us what number? 23. So 23 divided by 12 is equal to equals 1. 1 times 12 1 คูณ 12 equals 12, and then we subtract them together. Subtract from the rightmost place. 3 minus 2 equals 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. 11 divided by 12. 11 หาร 12 ได้ไม่ได้ Can, cannot. Cannot. So we need to drop down number 5. Now it becomes 115. 115 divided by 12. 115 divided by 12 equals 9. 9 multiply 9 times 12 equals 108. Subtract the two numbers beginning with the rightmost place. 5 minus 8. 5 minus 8 cannot be. So we borrow 1 from the number to the left of 5, that is 1. 1 becomes 0 and 5 becomes 15. 15 minus 8 equals equals 7. 0 minus 0, 0. 1 minus 1 equals 0. We can choose not to put 0 on the answer. Now, 7 divided by 12. Can we divide it or not? We cannot because 7 is small. So we drop down number 5 again. So it becomes 75 divided by 12. 75 divided by 12. What's the answer? You get 6. Good job. And then 6 times 12. We get 72. Subtract them together. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 and 12, can or cannot? Cannot be. Is there any digits already? There's none. So we stop until this one. So our answer would be 196 remainder 3. Why 3? Because it's the number that is left. 196 remainder 3. Or if you want to have a decimal answer, you can continue. But for now, we can stop here. Okay? 196 remainder 3. Next, long division with 3-digit number. Example, 3,151 divided by 300. 300 is a 3-digit number, while 3,151 is a 4-digit number. Still, we will use the long division method. 3,151 is inside, while 300 would be outside. 3 and 300 cannot be. Move on to the next. 31 divided by 300 cannot be. So move on to the other number. 315 divided by 300. Can we divide it already? Yes, we can. So what is the answer? We have 1. 1 times 300 equals 300. Subtract them together from the right. 5 minus 0 is 5. So 5 minus 0 is equal to 5. 1 minus 0 equals 1. 3 minus 3 equals 0, but I will not write 0 anymore. So we do 15 divided by 300. Since it cannot be, we can bring down the remaining number, which is 1. So we have here 151 divided by 300. 0, 0, 151. So our final answer would be 10, remainder 151. That is how you do long division with 3-digit number. That is all for today. Thank you all for listening and for watching. I hope that you have learned something from today's lesson. Goodbye everyone and keep safe always. Goodbye.